I welcome you all. And just to welcome our new episode of Life Could Be Dream, Life in Every Word. I'm your host, Johan Morales.
And my name is Sherilyn M. Cruz.
And Leonard Joaquin Soriano.
And today's
And for this, ay, putay.
Go, Sherilyn,
And
go!
for today's episode, we're going to talk about the lives of our guests
Lives of
in
yours.
their youth,
Interesting.
Cute.
youth,
That's
youth.
interesting, no?
Hmm.
Cute.
Youth.
And speaking of guests, I'm here to introduce to you guys our first guest, Jana Lyrica.
Hello, Jana.
Hi,
Hi.
Jana.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. Our next guest is Karil Arwita.
Hello,
Hi
Karil.
guys! Hi, hi,
Hi,
hi!
Karil.
Hello po, hi.
Of course, you won't miss Angela Nicole Ilanan.
Konnichiwa, Angelica.
Konnichiwa, Mina!
Konnichiwa.
Wow.
Konnichiwa. Next one is Jean Vital.
Yo, yo, let's go!
Go, go, go. Next is Aliana Francesina.
Hello, Aliana.
Hello everyone!
Hi.
Here.
Hi.
Hi.
And last but not the least, Allen Pagalunan.
Sup, Alan? What's up?
Hello.
Hey.
Now that our guests are here, let us start the rumble. Ooh. So, before we start, guys, how are you these past few days, weeks, or months? So, technically speaking, how are you today, guys?
To start it off, it's not very pleasant as you think, as we still have a lot and tons of modules still on queue just for us to do. And I know if you ask yourself, you would also say the same thing because we are all experiencing the same thing at once. And it's so heavy because in November 15 is going to be the end of our first quarter of our school uh quarter of our school
School quarter.
school
It's
quarter.
November 15, right?
Yeah, so
Mm.
everything is just so piled up right now, and it's going to be tough just for it, like just to fight every single module every day.
Start to cramp.
Yeah,
Stressful.
it's so stressful.
Stressful. So stressful.
Like every day headache, yo.
And because this pandemic has caused a great deal of cost or damage to us all, especially us youth, you know, guys,
What?
right?
We know what.
Just so stressful, right? These days, nowadays, because we are in our house, right? We are not
Right.
allowed to go outside because of the lockdown that our government is implementing. So we have no choice but to
Stay at home.
stay at home. Okay, how are you, Jana?
These past few days, I cannot say that I'm fine. Um, I feel a little messed up. My mind is a mess.
Mm,
And today I'm here doing nothing, just chilling and talking. But it's fine.
chilling.
It's fun.
Oh,
Chilling
It's
like a
fine.
villain.
actually, did you
Yeah,
know?
rah, rah, rah.
Yeah.
Lisa. Okay, next, I would like to hear from you, Karil. Karil Arwita, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. So, as what the host
Hi.
said, hi, Miss Sherilyn. So, as what the host said, Sir Franz and Sir Leonard, it was stress and hectic schedule. In short, it was hell day last few days.
It's
But
actually hell day
now,
every day.
yes, but I was able, and I was thankful that that I was able to cope up this hell day, and now I'm doing great and still fighting. Yeah.
It's good to hear, you know.
Yeah, just remember one
Because
thing. Let's just never put
mm,
it off. Just remember to fight.
fight and fight. For me, every day so stressful, because uh,
Don't cry.
na ako, na mental block ako,
Here.
gagi. Ikat
Okay,
yan,
it's
ikat
okay.
yan.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You can go on. You can go on. We're here to hear you out. If you want to open up something,
But,
it's okay. It's okay. Everyone has tough times. We understand you. Okay? It's okay. You can clear out here if you want. If you want to talk about it, you could now. You have the spotlight. It'll be alright. We'll get through this, okay? It's okay. It's okay.
My turn to ask. For Miss um, Angela. Miss Angela?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello, you're there. Hello here.
I'm fine. Still breathing, but I'm.
Earlier you said you are here, now you are fine. Hello, fine. I'm Franz.
Hello, Franz. I'm fine.
Yeah. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, could you tell us a little something about your past days? Something emotional, something structural? Anything you could tell us, really?
It's a hectic day since all our works are how do you say?
It's okay, it's okay. You can use Tagalog. You can use Tagalog words in other terms.
If you want ponyo.
It's a struggle since before this school year starts, you were just chilling and here in your house, so it's hard to get back on track.
uh,
Yeah, that is really hard, especially for today's terms, right? Oh, let's ask Mr. Carl next. Carl,
are you guys gone?
would you mind speaking up front for us? Mr. Carl Gascon. Okay, I think he is sleeping. Mr. Carl Gascon, tinatawag ka. Get the 30, bro. Carl Gascon, you won't get the 30, bro.
What's not clicking, bro?
Do not get the 30, bro. Someone is sleeping, bro.
Okay.
Okay.
Good night, Carl.
May we move on to Eric Yap Amaro.
Erika?
Hello, Erica. So,
Hello, Erika.
for this past few days, how are you doing?
How are you doing?
Yeah, how are you doing? Still breathing? Still eating? Still standing? You're still standing. Feeling like that. Okay. Come on, tell us something about yourself. Don't be shy. Come on. You'll be fine. Don't be shy. You're muted. Would you mind moving us to the next person, or would you like to answer? It's okay, it's okay.
And this past few days is very tough kasi nakaka-stress yung mga works, ganon.
Uh,
And ayun, so far okay naman, kinakaya naman, yun.
uh,
Hey, hey, it's okay.
so, student, we understand.
We guys, just don't like
Give up,
mm, don't do it
get back
actually.
on track, bounce
If,
back,
even wow, bounce, sige bounce.
bounce back.
Bounce.
Okay, hey, we'll get through this, okay? It's just a matter of days, it's a matter of time, it's a matter of days, it's a matter of months, even years. You'll get through this, okay? Next up is Jana. Have we asked Jana about?
Yes.
Okay, so for the final person or error, who's error?
Allen. His name is Allen Pagalunan.
Ayan Pagalunan, Mr. Error. Error on your response. What's wrong? What's wrong, Mr. Ayan Pagalunan? What's been happening with you
See you
this past
lately.
few days? Yeah, lately, exactly.
Yeah, it's doing great. But thanks for your concern. It's been hectic for the past few days, but still managing it all. That's
Uh,
all.
What?
that's good to hear, Allen.
Brother. He said that he
What
is
happened?
suffering. He said it's good to hear.
Okay.
It's okay. We all make mistakes. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. And now, may we ask Miss Sherilyn Cruz?
Lately, I've been, wait lang. Ano ba?
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to make mistakes.
I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay.
Uh,
It's fine to make mistakes. Oh, it can't talk the show.
Are you sleepy?
You can
Wait.
because we're still
Whole
recording
day,
right
whole day,
now.
whole day. Counting days.
these days,
Um,
are very stressful.
uh,
And when I have free time these days, yeah, I'm okay naman. But pag if I have stress or not feeling well, I'm just watching like funny finds like YouTube, ganun,
TikTok.
BTS. I have free, ano tawag doon?
It's okay.
Therapy. Therapy. I have free therapy.
Ooh.
These days I have free therapy. But now BTS need to like to go in LA or free concert in LA and need to military service. So I have no therapy. So I need to find my new happiness. I think for these days.
It's quite
Uh,
interesting for a woman going in a military school and going to LA, like Los Angeles. Are you going to Los Angeles?
Being youth is very stressful because of this pandemic. Because of that
kasi,
It's pretty,
need
it's pretty hard.
be like you guys being youth. You're you're an you're stressed in work or your school works. You need tools to be ano kanyan. Nawawala na ako ng English
It's
po.
okay, it's okay, it's okay. Now, may we now move on to the
Ah! Ah!
now
I'm so pretty.
may we now move on. May we now move on with the questions of Miss Sherilyn Cruz. So Miss Sherilyn Cruz, what are your questions for our dear guests?
So for today, Miss Sina, are you there? Miss Sina,
Hi. Yes, I'm here.
for my question, what are the things you do when you have free time?
My free time. Usually I
Yeah.
would make lots of uh, playlists in Spotify, like oddly specific playlists, and read some Twitter series. So yeah, that's how I
Okay.
enjoy my free time.
Answering. I'm sorry. If are you still going to say more? I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, I'm not.
Mhm.
No, it's okay.
So for our next person, Miss Sherilyn, may we choose the next person for to answer your question.
Sino pa ba dinadatawa?
Well,
Miss Allen?
you could call anyone you like.
Fun? Miss... Okay. Miss Jana?
Yes, I'm here.
Same question. What are the things you do when you have free time this pandemic or your free time?
If I have free time, I actually watch movies or documentaries. Um, Sometimes I do exercise or
Oh,
anything that
nice.
will keep me busy.
Exercise.
Yeah.
Healthy living, huh?
Sometimes lang.
And
Sometimes.
sometimes, why not every day? Oh,
I don't know.
I don't.
Sometimes I'm not in the mood, so I don't do it.
Uh, that's why I understand. So, Miss Sherilyn, who are you the next you're going to ask to our dear guest?
Miss Allen.
It's actually Mr.
Mr. Allen.
You're the next. Allen. Knock knock, Mr. Allen. Okay, wala si Allen. Miss Carl?
Mr. Carl. Mr. Carl.
Mr. Carl
Oh, hello,
Gaston?
hello, 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 hello.
Hello.
Question. Just
So,
answer it.
Hi.
There is a question waiting for
okay,
you, Mr. Carl.
okay, okay. I just
For the same question, what are the things you do when you have free time, Mr. Gaston?
so usually I spend my most of my free time playing MOBA games like ML and FPS games as well as FPS games like Valorant,
Oh,
and aside from playing games, I also do exercises at home. Siyempre,
oh,
kailangan maging fit kahit even nasa cabin kami or bahay, gano'n.
The,
So yeah, playing
the...
games and
Hey. Don't lie to us. We know you're not physically fit. The joke lang. Joke lang. Don't lie just because there's a
Not all fit. Not all fit.
joke lang. Okay. Maybe now call our next person. Miss Sherilyn, may you please do the honor?
I don't know. Wala na, okay na yan.
You sure?
Okay na.
Okay.
Okay, moving forward. I'm the one who are going to ask question to you guys.
Okay.
What are the unforgettable or memorable moments in your life? I want to hear from Erica
Miss Erica. Yup, Amayo.
Amaro.
Amaro.
Erica Amaro, are you there?
The most unforgettable moments in my life is when I encounter Jesus in my life. Yon.
Mm.
Would you care to tell us more about it? Like a detailed explanation, a detailed story, whatever you would like. Just a simple
A
brief
quick story, no?
just a little bit
Mm.
more, a tad more explanation about it.
Are you a Christian, Erica?
When I encounter Christ, iba yung feeling niya talaga kapag nag-surrender ka sa Kanya. Pag sinurrender mo na yung sa Kanya, pag
Your life to Him.
pag inalaw mo talaga sa na mag-move talaga sa life mo, iba yung impact niya.
Feeling.
And and uh, ayun, I feel love talaga. Iba yung pagmamahal ni Lord na naramdaman ko. Talagang ayun, iba talaga magmahal si Lord. Yun lang.
Talaga.
Amen to that.
Thank you for sharing your experience.
Um,
Now,
so,
may we move on to our
next.
next person.
Next is Jean Vital.
Oh, me?
Hmm? I'm going to repeat my question for you. What are the unforgettable or memorable moments in your life?
Oh. Ah. Okay, so yun nga. Ano, my memorable moment in my life is when it was my first time in McDo with my group mates. A waitress reached up to me that she will take my order. She asked me, dine in or dine out? Well, I don't
I'm
know
in or
about
take
that,
out?
so I said yes.
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 So dine in or take out? Yes.
What's the moment?
Okay.
So
Okay, okay,
it
continue,
was
continue.
it was late when I realized what it means. The waitress looked at me like, "What is this girl talking about?"
She's so confused, right? Confused.
Yeah, so that's the memorable moment.
Lutang yarn. Lutang yarn.
Lifeline.
Okay. I would like to hear from Miss Karil or Rita.
Oh my gosh, I'm shocked.
Ay, sige, okay ako. It's okay ako. Okay na, okay.
What's your question again? What's my
Um, my question is, what are the unforgettable moments in your life?
what's my unforgettable yeah. So I also want to share my embracing moment. It was ala.
Kaya mo yan.
Lang na black out ako.
Man,
It was last year. Our teacher give us form for our two. Anong tawag doon? Bigay yung ano?
Sige, kaya mo yan.
Magkaubusan tayo ng English dito, sige.
Ah,
It was last year when our teacher said to us to pass our birth certificate.
ah,
And I don't have enough sleep, so I was lazy. Like I'm dutang that time. I instead of
what?
What did you do?
instead I'm going to pass my birth certificate. I passed my picture. That's my ID picture.
Ang layo
I
ah.
did not I did not ano tawag doon? Ay di na, hindi ko, hindi ko hindi ko binasa masyado yung nakasulat doon. So, yeah, I passed my ID picture, my picture talaga. Yon.
So, instead of, passing your birth certificate,
I passed my picture. But,
ID picture.
oo.
Mm.
But inulit ko ulit. I pass again. Yeah, I correct it.
Mm. Mm. That's what you do when you make mistakes. You correct it, right? Okay, Miss Johan Franz Morales. It's your turn to ask questions to our dear guest.
Okay, for now, asking my questions is. My question is. If you have the chance to bring back time, would you take it? If so, which point of your life is it?
Time traveler yarn. Just kidding. Uh, what are you going to ask? Who wants to answer?
Me.
Okay. Thank you for answering. Now we may have
Uh,
answer.
if I would if I would have a chance to bring back time, I would probably go back to the time when there was no pandemic yet. Probably 2019, around that year.
2019.
Yeah. Um, for me, 2019 is the best year. Like, it makes me happy when I reminisce what I did back then. Like, it was so memorable. Yeah.
Mm,
Like what
Mm,
what
what-
made you wanted to bring back in 2019? What are the things that made you want to come back? Like is it your friends? Is it um the place? Is it something
A lot,
new?
actually.
Mm.
there,
First is let's see. 2019, I attended a live concert. It was a Get
which
Seven
concert is? I
Get
got
Seven concert.
7.
Yes, in MOA.
Wow.
And I don't know, it was so
Wow.
memorable. I was so happy. I am so happy that time. The time I actually what do you call it? Time flies so fast. During the
Mm.
concert. But
You get to see your idols, right?
yes, and I
Mm.
actually missed that because right now, since we're all stuck at home, we cannot even do
Yeah.
that.
Mm.
And then yes, my friends, I also miss them. The bond, we cannot even see each other face to face. So that makes me sad.
Iba pa rin talaga yung nakakasama mo sila. Right?
Definitely.
There's interaction. Mm. But,
The
but,
connection.
physical
Mm.
connection. Mm. Per, personal interaction. No?
Yeah, that's right.
Did I get the right term?
Yep. You
Physical
did.
interaction.
Yeah.
Mm.
And have you learned something from it? Like experiencing those kind of things. Is there something that you've learned? Is there something that you've just kind of like through? Anything?
I have learned something
What is
that
it?
I learned that we shouldn't take things for granted because we have a borrowed time.
Wow,
Uh,
Yeah.
touche.
There is a
yeah,
saying that time is gold, right?
yeah. That's
Mm.
true. Ayun, I realized it na we should treasure every moment because we won't know when will it end and when it
We won't
and
know.
when we will experience it again.
That's true.
We won't know what will happen in the future, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for answering my question. Now, I want one or two more people to answer my question. Is there anyone willing to answer it?
Miss Miss Ariana.
You could volunteer if you want.
Mm.
Bahala kayo pag
May
di kayo tumaas sa ano, pag di kayo nag-volunteer, tawagin ko kayo sa isa. Joke lang.
Nakakabobo mag-English.
It's okay, kahit partially Tagalog, kahit partially Tagalog naman daw sabi ni Sir.
Go na
Taglish.
kayo.
So, may we
Ay,
ask,
pagtatanong
Miss
ko.
Sherilyn, Miss Sherilyn,
Ah?
may we ask you?
Ay, puta, wag ako. May
No turning back. If you have the chance to bring back time, would you take it? If so, which point of your life is it?
Huh?
If you have the chance to bring back time, would you take it? If so, which point of your life is it?
Year 2004, I think.
Why?
My birthday, I think. I want to be stoned. Sure. Joke lang.
2004
I
is
think
your birthday, right?
year when BTS debuted, I think. Or even 2014. 14. Gusto kong bumalik sa time na yon. Because, wala, sayang lang. Pero I think I'm already, ano, I'm okay naman na I become army 2016. But
It's okay if you'll use Tagalog.
Tagalog,
Tagalog.
Pequeños. I think na yon. Yung time na nakalala ko yung BTS, I think gusto kong bumalik doon. Gusto kong makapunta ng concert nila. And I want to experience the ocean or the army ocean. That army once. Like, parang dream din kasi ng mga army ko maging part ng army ocean. Like, just swing ng army bomb or like ng light stick when they doing tour. Pag meron silang tour. Ganun. And yeah, gusto ko rin maging matanda agad.
Speedrun?
Kasi nga, no. I think gusto ko maging bata ulit. Kasi yung mga bata these days, parang wala na lang silang pinoproblema. They just playing, eating, sleep, pray, eating, like that. Yan. Gusto ko lang maging bata. Kasi, ha?
Like they're literally almost doing nothing within their lifespan of that era of them. Like that. Na tulad na sinabi mo, like literally they just wake up, eat, play, and then tulog ulit. Like literally just like that.
Yeah.
It's a cycle.
Walang stress, hindi nila mararanasan yung pagod na nararanasan natin ngayon. This pandemic, hindi nila nararanasan yung yung hirap, yung, I think, yeah, yung ganun, yung hirap, yung pagod, yung sakit na nararamdaman natin ngayon these days, we have mental illness, ganon, may mga social anxiety. Yung mga bata kasi wala pa silang mga ano ngayon eh, parang TikTok lang sila ngayon eh. Kaya yun, parang gusto ko lang talaga ibalik yung sarili ko. If I have a chance na bumalik sa past, ayun, so maging bata ulit.
Okay. Thank you for
That's
answering
all.
my question. Listen, that's a pretty good point of yours. There are a few things that we really wish that we could experience right now, and things like that. So, we would like to wrap this podcast of our um, topic of love, and we would like to thank you all for watching. Before actually ending this, we would like to ask Mr. Joaquin Soriano and Miss Sherilyn to give us a
What?
comment for our today's podcast. You may now take it up from here.
Um, what can I can say that this podcast is really um eh, ano ba? Relatable because as a youth, no, um
Yes.
like I'm relating to what they're saying, like what Miss Jana said, that if she want to back in time, she wants to go back when the year of 2019 because it is normal and we can enjoy